Hi, Augie.
Join with video.
Yes.
Brenda?
Mary Beth?
Hey! Can you see us?
No, I can't.
You can't see us. You can hear us. Augie, what should I do?
All right, I'll help you.
What do I do?
Just highlight your cursor. Highlight the cursor.
Highlight the cursor?
Yeah, move the cursor.
Okay.
Mom. Right there, right there. You see that X on the video there?
Share screen?
No, to the left. To the left.
Oh,
Yeah.
here?
Yeah,
On X that?
yeah. There you go.
Oh,
Hi! How are you? Wait one second. I'm going to turn up the
good.
volume.
Hey, Augie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Hey,
Good.
Brenda, thank you so much.
Oh, please. You know, things shouldn't take like so many back and forth emails, but sometimes that happens, Mary Beth. And maybe I'll blame it on COVID and the town is like, not running the way that it usually does. I don't know. But anyway, we got it straightened out finally.
No, I mean, but the point is that they had been adverse to two, family
I know.
members. So, which is, yeah, because it's not like it's like the finance committee or, do you know what I mean? Where we're going to be like spending dollars or, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
No.
So, but we're so grateful. But he did see the email from Maureen from last Thursday. He forgot to mention it to me, and we pulled it up a while ago. And she said, yes, that he should call before the meeting today to get sworn in. But I thought I'd wait and ask you, because it's hard for him to email. Do you think it's okay if I send a reply to her saying, hi, this is Augie's mom. He's, really excited about this, and we'll call to find out how to get him sworn in?
Yes.
Is that okay if I write in his
absolutely.
behalf? Okay, all right, good. I just wanted to wait to check with you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he can get sworn in right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Super.
So
So
you're
yeah. So good news, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, Augie?
Good. I'm doing all right.
I know, like, considering that you can't get out, right?
I know. Yeah. You got a lot of pictures there. We didn't see you the last time, remember?
No, I was at work last time and I don't have a camera or microphone on my computer. And I really didn't even realize that because I never Zoomed or anything with it, right?
Right.
And so I said, okay, I'll just work from home. Everything I had to do today, I could do from home, so I just did it from home and got lots of pictures. You're right, Mary Beth, we do. We've got a big family. We've had a lot of fun celebrations in our lives.
Yeah, that's great. How's your mom?
Thanks for asking.
How old is your mom?
97.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she is. She's doing, she's got her
Is she in like a
baseline
nursing home or where?
No, she's at home.
With like a caretaker?
Oh yeah, to be 24/7. That's why I go for a couple of days every week. I'm part of all the six of us, Mary Beth, right? I have 5 brothers and sisters. We all do a night. We come in at 5 o'clock. They leave at 8. And then my sister and I share. My sister does 1,000 times more things than I do, but she comes in on Tuesday morning. I relieve her on Wednesdays afternoons after I do the food shopping and errands and stuff. And then I'm responsible for Thursday and Wednesday nights.
Where does she live?
She lives in Milton. It's only 65 miles from Hyannis.
Okay.
It's just south of Boston. So, once you hit like 93 after the
like by
split.
Quincy, kind of?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I know.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's she's doing well. I mean, she's safe. She's home. She's got the best care. We have 3 Irish ladies that do 4 days a week, and they've been with her for eons.
Wow.
They are phenomenal. I mean, like, they treat her like she is just like a piece of gold. I mean, they're just so delicate with her, and they're just so they're just unbelievable. And they have so much knowledge. They teach us so much, just about caring for my mom with wound care and everything. They're unbelievable. So, and they all the 3 caregivers that we have for my mom, they all live like in a couple of blocks of my mother.
Yeah.
So none of them are traveling. So it's great.
Is she all there?
Oh no. She's at the end stages of Alzheimer's.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But, Mary Beth, she's not mean. Like, she didn't turn into like this mean, combative woman, which a lot of Alzheimer's patients do, through no fault of their own. She's a sweetheart.
My dad had dementia at the end of his life, and he became mean, and he was the nicest man ever.
Isn't
Yeah.
that awful, Mary Beth?
Yeah.
That would kill me.
Yep. Yep.
That would kill me. And they have no control over it or anything. So so when you walk into my mom's house, she has a small bungalow house. When you walk into that house, it's a happy place to walk into, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh God, here we go again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's really a very happy place. So, and, like typically I would be there. So I'm gonna come home early on Thursday so I can be with Steve for Christmas Eve,
Mhm.
afternoon and stuff. And my sister and brother-in-law will be with her on Christmas Eve. It's their tradition and Christmas Day. So you
Yeah.
know, it is
Yeah.
it's life these days, right? What are you doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah, you celebrate Christmas?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we do, yeah. And my daughter, Augie's sister, just came back from Alabama on Saturday. So she's here and we waited too long to get a Christmas tree. We were waiting for her and there are none
Oh,
left.
there aren't. We went a week ago last Saturday on the 12th. And we just wanted a small one. We went to Moorzan Farm and there might have been 12 left.
Yeah,
And we got the best of 12, which is not great, but
yeah.
we get a tree.
Well, we usually, in years past, we've always gone to New York for Christmas, so we've had a tree there.
Yeah.
So this is unusual, but we have this ugly, tacky, fake one for here
Not
that we
that
put up
ugly.
before we would go to New York, and it's one of these that you pull it and it comes up, and it's all decorated. Do you know what I mean? So
Oh
it-
God.
so it lays flat, so you just pull it up. So, but it's not that bad, but it's something.
Right behind you. Hey, Mickey.
Hi, Brenda.
No,
Hiya.
this is Augie's room, and he does have a tiny. That's actually like, can you see behind me? That's actually a real tiny Christmas tree. He's
Oh
got
yeah, I
that
can
in
see it.
here.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
just a little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of tacky too, but we
No,
want.
it's not.
I know. He's like, no, it's not.
It was nice.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, Mary Beth.
I
Hey,
say
Augie,
hi.
how are you?
We're good, thanks.
Great.
I'm turning up the volume more.
I know, Mickey, you're not coming in that loudly.
I'm not. Okay, I just had a meeting.
There you go. Now
There we
you
go.
are.
Now we can hear you.
Good,
There you
Now
go.
you're much better.
great. So Brenda, you're at home.
No, I redecorated my office, Mickey.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I am at home. Yeah. I know Mary Beth said, you get a lot of pictures. I said, we have a lot of family, right, Mickey? We've had a
Yeah.
lot of celebration. Mary Beth, we've had so many summers, we've had so many of my nieces live in here when they
Yeah.
were going to college because you can work and make a ton of money, right?
Right. Right.
And they worked and made a ton of money and they had a ton of fun.
Yeah. I'll bet.
Yeah. We have lots of memories.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. And in case I don't remember, I just look at the picture.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to have a ton of pictures out when we lived in New York,
Yeah.
and then they all got packed up. I don't even know where they are, but
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
So was your daughter going to school remotely or in person?
So she's at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and she had been there. She came here very briefly in May and then went back. Most everything that she's been doing down there has been remote.
Ah,
So yeah. And so it's nice to have her. I mean, she was kind of afraid to come because there's not really a direct way to get from
no.
Tuscaloosa. So she had to get to Birmingham's about an hour away from Tuscaloosa, and then she had to fly to Atlanta to Boston, and then she took a ferry. No, and then she flew to, she flew to Hyannis. Yeah, flew to Hyannis, and then she took a ferry. She took a steamship for the
Wow.
last leg. So.
She said she took an Uber from.
Oh, that's
Boston
right. No,
to
that's right. She took an Uber from Boston to Hyannis,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then took the ferry from Hyannis to Nantucket. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
But she's masked the whole way, and she got tested before she left, so she was able to show her, like, she got a certification from state of Massachusetts that she didn't have to quarantine for 14 days. But still, because of Augie, she's been wearing a mask and whatnot, trying to stay a little bit distant from him. So.
Yeah.
But she's pretty cautious anyhow, because although she's young, I mean, she's 22, she has psoriasis, which is one of those immunosuppressed diseases. So for a young person, she's always a little bit more cautious than most other young people are. So Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So what are you gonna do on Christmas? Just, it'd be the four of yous at home?
Yeah, Augie wanted a ham.
Yeah.
So, and someone had told me that like the best ham ever is the Honey Baked Ham Company.
Uh-huh.
Of course, when I got around to trying to order last week, there were no honey baked hams, kind of like the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So I did manage to find a ham, not really the one that I wanted to get for him, but so yeah, that's arriving, I think today, Augie.
Not really cool.
Yeah, so I don't know, just hang out, whatever.
Yeah.
My daughter loves cooking, so she destroyed the kitchen last night and she made tuna poke bowls.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Yeah,
Those
she
are good.
loves cooking. She's yeah. I mean, I was always cooking when they were growing up, so I think she kind of it rubbed off. But yeah. Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Mickey?
What am I doing? I've been doing meetings today, but generally we check out our grandson. Molly stops by now and then. We have tons of snow here. We got almost 2 feet of snow.
Well, where are you?
We're in Woodstock, Vermont.
Oh, nice. Oh, that must be beautiful.
It is. It's fabulous. So we'll have a white Christmas, which is great.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just enjoying being up here.
Nice.
I don't know when we'll get back.
No reason.
I know it. What's the weather like down there?
It's
It's not
kind of,
bad.
what is it? It's kind of like around 40, just kind of damp. Not
Yeah,
bad.
it is. It's been overcast all day. It was kind of like, it was light rain drizzle this morning, huh?
Mhm.
And
Okay.
that's it. It's not windy or anything. It's just,
Fairly typical winter weather.
Yeah.
uh-huh,
Know it well.
yeah. Well, we're not shoveling, Mickey.
No, you're not.
Mhm.
That's okay. I don't mind shoveling.
Good. What else are you doing up in Vermont?
Well,
Yeah. Yep.
just give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna back up here a minute to see what this. Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
So Brenda, do we know who else to expect? Have you heard from anybody?
I didn't hear that nobody wasn't coming, put it that way.
Okay.
You know, Jeanette was emailing with me like when I first wanted to have that meeting on like a Tuesday, but we couldn't get it because
Sure.
there was no
One
Zoom.
second. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Yes.
there was no Zoom time available.
Phone?
And so then I told her it was gonna be Monday at 3:30, so I haven't heard that they weren't coming, so I just assumed that they would be attending.
Okay, so it's really Georgia and Jeanette. That's all we're
Right. Right. And I wish, you know what, I'm gonna say something. Hold on, Mickey.
It was a phone call from your father. All right, I'm back. Oh, Brenda left too.
Ah,
I'm back.
we're back.
Augie, did you get sworn in?
Oh,
Not yet.
do you know what? And thank you. I thanked Brenda. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
He's really pleased and happy about that. We didn't do that yet. Brenda sent me an email this morning, which I just saw like a couple hours ago, and said that Maureen had emailed Augie on Thursday
Mhm.
and had mentioned that he should make arrangements before this meeting to get sworn in. He saw the email, forgot to mention it to me. We looked at it together, and I told Brenda that I will reply to Maureen in Augie's behalf and say that we'll call tomorrow to find out how to do the swearing in. But yeah, he's really pleased.
Yeah.
Right? He can't wait to be all over those people in the Stop and Shop parking lot next summer.
As an
It'll
official
be
member.
hell on wheels.
Yeah. Well, the swearing in is very simple. I did it. You just, contact them and they'll call you on FaceTime. That's all you have to do.
Okay, great. That's great. Good deal.
It's easy.
Yeah. Super.
So not an official member yet. We can't count them as a part of the quorum.
Right. That's okay. Yep. And
I'm gonna call Georgia right now.
Okay.
Sometimes she needs a reminder,
we'll-
more than one. Georgia, it's Brenda. How are you?
Mickey, how old is your grandson?
Good. We want
He's
to get a Zoom
just
meeting
turned 2.
Available?
Oh, what's his name?
Remy.
Okay.
Oh, I love the name Remy. That's actually something that I considered for my daughter. I like sort of like gender neutral
Yep,
names.
yep,
Yeah.
But is it with a Y or an I? A Y, right?
with the Y, yep,
Y.
yeah.
How cute.
We
So
know.
Georgia goes, oh, shoot. I goes, Georgia, we're on a Zoom meeting. Oh, shoot, thanks for calling me. I know our commissioners.
Yep, yep,
I'm surprised Jeanette's not on.
me too. Why don't you call her?
I am gonna. If I knew her.
There she
Here you are, Georgia.
Hi, sorry,
All right.
just brain dead, that's all.
Georgia, we see like your nose
I know.
up.
I
on-
know,
there-
I'm working on it. I'm
there you
not
go.
very- All right, now you got my head?
Yep.
Got most of it. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, pretty good,
Great.
more or less, yeah. We try to sit up, then I can maybe move it better. Okay. Oh, sorry about that.
See if I can get,
It's okay.
Let's
We're
see, can I
waiting
do,
for
gallery view, all right. So 4 of us, 5 of us?
There's, well, there's 3 members.
Yep,
Augie's not quite a member yet. He hasn't been sworn in.
okay, okay.
Does that mean we have a quorum, Brenda?
we will if we get, oh, because there's only 5 of us.
Yeah, so there's only 5 of us. So we
Yeah,
have a
so we
quorum.
do, but I'm gonna give Jeanette a quick call, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who has a cat?
Huh?
I heard a meow.
I have 3.
Oh, that's strange to
3
meow.
Bengals. I forgot the number.
Hmm.
1792.
You know, Brenda, come back. I can start the meeting. I can, because I have to read this script.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, if we don't have a quorum, I mean, we don't have the last member that she can come in later. So here's the script. As a preliminary matter, this is Mickey Rowland, the chair of the Nantucket Commission on
We're on a Zoom
Disability.
meeting. Can you get on it?
Permit me to
No,
confirm
it's
that all
today,
members
honey.
or persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me.
Okay, perfect.
Members,
Okay.
when I call your name,
I will.
please
Bye-bye.
please respond in the affirmative. Georgia,
Yes,
Mary Beth,
Yes.
and
Jeanette's gonna join us.
that will be joining us soon.
Yep.
And the staff, when I call your name, please respond. Brenda,
I'm here.
thank you. So this is an open meeting of the Nantucket Commission on Disability, conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings. And as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting allows. Are you recording, Brenda?
We're recording.
The order which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Commission on Disability is convening by video conference via Zoom app as posted on the town's website identifying how public may join in. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to share your screen on your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recordings. All supporting materials that have been provided by members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise.
Thank you.
We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, we need to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of the members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking, and remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a conversation with other members, please do so through the chair. Finally, each vote taken at this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Thank you. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi there, sorry about that. I had
Hi,
it down
Jeanette.
for Tuesday in my mind.
You're here. That's good.
Thank God my daughter was here, got here quicker.
Hey, Sarah,
So we need to call the meeting to order at 3:38 and adopt the agenda. We'll do that unanimously as written. And then there is no member of the public here, so there's no public.
Augie.
Augie's, unless Augie has something to say.
oh, you mean
Augie?
public comment? Oh, yeah.
Have anything to say? Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure out why Jeanette is under the Golden Gate Bridge.
I know I am too.
That- When I first went on, this is the only thing I could get, and so I've not ever changed it, but when I'm at the airport, I don't have it. So anyhow, you guys are lucky I'm in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we can approve some minutes from August.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any comment on the minutes?
No?
No,
Take a motion for approval.
so moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
I gotta ask your names. Georgia,
yes.
Jeanette,
Aye.
Mary Beth,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. So after that, we have new business, detectable warning pads on historic sidewalks. So this came up because, as you all know, the town is has this program to redo all the to upgrade and fix all the sidewalks in town. And they have already done a good number of them, mostly. They did Washington Street area. They, of course, did the Straight Wharf area and started Easy Street. The next section they're about to do is down, finishing Easy Street and probably up Broad along the strip there. And if they can have time and afford to do it, they'll do more work on Oak Street. And I guess lower Cambridge, what's that called? Dock Street or Cambridge.
That's the one that goes down to Still Dock, yeah, down to Easy Street.
So that whole area is coming up next. And it's come up as a question mark, whether you've seen in the Straight Wharf area, they've used those warning pads and they have those dome top pads. Do you all know what I'm talking about?
No,
They are brick colored and they're probably like 2 feet by maybe 3 feet. And they
okay,
have rounded, it's called truncated dome. And it's like a grid of them. And they're called detectable warning pads, and they're meant.
You've seen them?
Like those bumpy things.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
It's like circles, kind of?
Yep,
Like
exactly.
raised circles?
they're small, maybe 1 inch diameter.
blind people
Yeah,
find
Yep.
where the curve out is.
yeah.
So they're Doggie's right. They're for people with sight disabilities, so that they can
Yeah,
detect by sensing the truncated domes that they're about to come to a street crossing
they're walking stick.
Okay.
or with a walking stick.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come in different colors, contrasting colors, so they stand out a lot more. But here on the island so far, they've used them in brick colored, so they don't stand out color-wise, but they do for texture.
Yeah.
Now, these were used down on Straight Wharf and Easy Street, but they were not used on the last project down by the Washington Street area when they redid those sidewalks. And the Nantucket Historical Commission, which I'm also on, is hoping that any further work downtown will not include the truncated domes because they're not in keeping with the historic nature of the downtown appearance and sidewalks. And so the rules are right now that they're not required by this Massachusetts Architectural Access Board's 521 rules. Those are going to be upgraded eventually, and when they are upgraded, they will become required, as they are now in the federal guidelines. Any federal work, any work that's being done funded by federal or state funds are required to use the truncated domes, the detectable warning pads. But the sidewalk work in town is not being funded by either agency, just it's done by Nantucket itself. So they're not required. So the reason I'm bringing this up is I would like to just get a feeling by the members of the commission, how we feel in general about this, whether is it something that we want to, do we feel strongly enough about it that we want to request that they be used? Or do we want to kind of go along with the more historic nature of the sidewalks and not use them? My one thing I want to add to this is that my feeling about it is that yes, they are beneficial for the sight impaired, and that's why they are installed in those critical locations. The places that are remaining downtown that might, we might be looking at to use them or not, are very, they're all in the core district downtown. So traffic is moving very slowly. There's generally, other signals that you're about to reach a street corner or cross a street. So, it's a choice, and I guess we all make compromises, and there are options out there. I'm just, do we feel that this is an important thing that we should have them in downtown, or are we okay without having them?
Do we not have any on Island so far?
No, we have actually a lot of them. Whenever they've done the new sidewalks, the bike paths, the Hummock Pond Road bike path,
Okay.
they have them at all the crossings, and those are, and they also have the contrasting colors on those.
And they're on the ground, right?
And they're on the ground. You walk and
Okay.
glide over them.
Yeah, those are yellow, right?
Those are
That's what I remember is
Okay.
yellow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what
well,
I'm
they
thinking
really
of.
stand out in color and texture. And I think that in the mid-island area, if they were to ask us about that, like around the Stop and Shop and those stores in that area,
Yeah.
I think that's an important area to have them,
Yeah.
mostly because of the speed of the traffic.
Yeah.
And other, probably most other intersections outside of the core district in town, I would think that they would be, something that we should have just because they're beneficial. So,
I just don't know the number. I mean, because a lot of people I think who are visually impaired don't always do a lot of walking by themselves.
Right.
I mean, that's not the point, I know, but if you're that visually impaired, you don't drive somewhere and get out of the car and go.
no, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. So I don't know. I would I would tend in a way, so much of the historic district has been eliminated already.
Mhm.
I mean, to me, it would be something, maybe one more, and maybe something we don't have to have. That's just kind of a thought. I don't have a strong feeling. if everybody else thinks it would be a good idea, then fine, I would go with that. But it just, I don't know.
I think,
Yeah,
I think I agree with that because I think I've always kind of been on the fence in terms of the interests of those who are disabled in the interests of historical preservation, except if it's something that seems completely discriminatory or unfair or egregious. But this
Right.
doesn't seem like that to me.
Mhm.
My thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way of putting it. Jeanette?
I consider myself sight impaired because I macular degeneration. To tell you the truth, I walk all the time and I've never really noticed them. So I don't know what that says about me.
They're not helping you anyway.
No,
And
I just keep walking wherever they are.
It means your shoes have really thick soles.
That's right. You can't feel them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I could definitely feel it though.
You would feel it in your chair.
In the chair, yeah.
Augie, I'm not sure how this, I don't think, well, you might see them, you wouldn't feel them very well, but you might. Do you have any comments about this?
I do like, I could feel, the chair kind of, it vibrates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good, because that, well, I think it's good for people, in the wheelchairs, so that way they, know that there is a ramp.
Well, we're not talking about a ramp, Paula.
Oh.
No, this is more for visually impaired
All right.
people, those bulky things, so that they know that there's a crossing there.
Yeah, I think.
And I think what's being discussed is this particular area that they're talking about wouldn't really be like a high traffic area for visually impaired walking
Then-
people.
And probably not. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm getting the sense from the members here that it's probably not a critical, there's not a strong feeling that it's something that we want to push to have these included in our, plans going forward. So that when it comes up, and if it does come up, when the DPW starts planning on these for these changes, that I don't think we would advocate to have them removed or not included, but I think we would not necessarily go out of our way to advocate to have them included.
Good. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's not something I feel we need to take a vote on because there's nothing coming up immediately. So I think it's just good to know what the consensus of the commission is. So thank you.
Can I just get this straight? So the commission agrees that the detectable warning pads are not necessary in the core area of the historic district. But like you had said, outside the core area, Stop and Shop, Mid-Island, other places, we would advocate for them, even though they're not required by the AAB, but if they use federal funds, like Mickey says, you have to abide by the ADA guidelines, accessible guidelines, and they do require them. Or if you accept any money from the Department of Transportation, which I think maybe when we were doing the bike paths and stuff, we may have received funding from that because Mike Burns was involved in that.
Mhm.
And so the Department of Transportation mandates that you follow the ADA accessible guidelines. Therefore, they had to put the warning pads in on like the bike, on some of the bike paths and stuff, wherever we received money from the Massachusetts Department of Transportation or any federal funding. So, but if let's just say, if they're going to repair sidewalks, let's just say in the Mid-Island area, and again, they're using only the municipal funds, we would at that point advocate that they would install detectable warning panels. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they would be amenable to it anyway, but I think that, yeah, we would be in favor of having them installed at that time.
Got it. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Brenda. Next on the business is other business and update, and I'm going to let Brenda go ahead with some of
So so believe it or not, Academy Hill, I've received calls over the years for additional accessible parking spaces. We've had this conversation several times, the Commission on Disability. And Mickey and I, we visited the site many times, and we strongly feel that the best place to put those new accessible additional parking spaces is on the north side of the building. It's presently just a dirt lot, and you would access it from Academy Lane, right? Yeah, that's Academy Lane up there. And we reached out to the town again, met with Ken Bogrand, and advocated for these. And he in turn met with Rob McNeil and somebody else. And I think from what I'm getting, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mickey, that maybe Rob McNeil wants to see a bigger plan for that whole area. Whatever that bigger plan might be, I'm not exactly sure. I know a survey is in, he wants some kind of a survey, and maybe whatever we plan on, whatever the town would plan on doing with that area, let's make a plan for it and then attack the parking when we have a plan in place that would like to, whatever else the town wants to do with that area. So Mickey went up there a couple weeks ago and measured it. And right now they have they're not completely compliant accessible parking spaces out front. And we're advocating for 4 additional ones with access aisles on the north side of the building. They would have to regrade. There's definitely some work involved, and they'd have to put asphalt down, and then they'd have to put an accessible path, which wouldn't be very difficult to do, from the accessible parking spaces to the front entrance. So that's what we're looking for. So I emailed Ken Bogrand that this is what we're looking for again. And I think Rob McNeil, from what I understand, is really looking for, he sees a much bigger picture. Maybe that's his outlook for Nantucket and his job. And he's thinking about like funding, going to town meeting and getting additional funds and, getting everything funded. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we stand on that, Mickey. Maybe you can pick up from here.
Yeah, my sense is from that last email from Ken and Rob is that, as you said, that Rob's trying to, trying to be efficient maybe as the DPW manager and just do everything at once. If there's work to be done at Academy Hill, other than a new parking area, then he wants to do it all at one time. And, I think it's great that they've at least made sort of a commitment to go ahead and get the surveyor involved. So they're taking it seriously. I think their schedule, he talked about fiscal year 23 maybe, which is much further out than I think any of us hoped for it to be. But Brenda, I think we need to kind of work back to Ken and Rob, probably Rob, and let him know that, this could be an independent project. It doesn't have to be relating to anything else going on up there.
You need the light?
And, I think we should just try to help move it forward a little more quickly. In that light, and also to let them know that, they're thinking of funding as a concern, but you could apply for a grant to have.
And that's what we told Ken. If the state offers that municipal grant, like that's how we did the boardwalks and the platforms, and we're actually doing listen to me, DPW is doing it, a nice platform out at Surfside. And so they applied for funding for that, and they should know anytime now whether they received the grant. But if they offer it again, we can apply for that. I'd be happy to apply for that grant. And they actually, what they've done in the past each year, they actually will grant $250,000 to any given municipality for any project or projects that they are doing. So one town does get awarded that much money. But even when we went for the boardwalks and platforms, I applied for $90,000. Rob McNeil, he wanted to do a transition plan because he wants to, that's the way he wants to attack things. Like, let's have a plan in place. What needs to be done? What's wrong with the town building? What's wrong with all the town properties. And he applied for a $30,000 for a transition plan and got both of them, you know, so I believe that, you know, given the past history, there's a likelihood that we could receive some funding for this. And that's what I told Ken. I says, instead of using the town money, if we had a plan in place, and usually they open up the grant process August 1st. If we have the plan in place, we can apply for that grant, say like next summer, and then they approve the grant in December, and the funds have to be used by like July 1st of the following year. So that's what I was saying, how that we could pay for it, you know, instead of the town coming out of the town budget. If that may be a possibility, maybe it's not.
So that would put the project into being constructed in the spring of 22, it sounds like.
No, the spring of 2022, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the access to those parking spaces going to be to the right of the building, the north side?
Yeah.
Behind, on the side of the building, or more in front, like where the two are now?
Definitely, the parking would be to the side. There's an existing cement sidewalk that goes along the front of the building to the right, over to
Right.
the side. So that's mostly,
Okay.
it's just the parking area restriction.
Right, okay, so it's, yeah, so you'll access it from where, from the front?
From the front,
Okay.
right to the
That's
parking.
what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Mhm.
That would be nice, yeah, there's not enough parking there.
No.
No, there isn't.
Could Hall King find some money for it, seeing as how they're the leasers, or
Mhm.
I guess not, Brenda.
I don't know.
They don't own the property, as far as I know.
No, but they're leasing it, and so it could be part of their
Their obligation.
responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, Jeanette, when we first approached this, I emailed Erica and to see like, did the town have jurisdiction over this? So we could work with the town versus Hall-King. And the town does own the land, and the town can be the one to say, yes, we are going to provide accessible parking space or not. So they must, they did the research on that. So I think that they feel that it's their responsibility if they want to do any improvements on the property, and not, I think maybe the building is just Hall-King and the property is the land
Is the town.
Town.
I think
That's
that's
what it
right,
sounds like,
actually.
right, Nikki?
I think that's correct, but you know, I wonder if there's a responsibility, you know, for them managing a home where, you know, disabled people live, the responsibility to provide adequate parking for them. So, you know,
At a guess, Mickey, I would say no, they would not feel that responsibility. They feel
Well-
responsible for what's in the building,
they're
not
they might be,
the
but
rest,
maybe
would be my guess.
but it might be incumbent
Worth
on them
asking.
for, you know, from the state or from
Yeah,
their arrangement.
It might
Never
be
hurts
worth
to
a try.
ask.
I'd
Yeah.
say try it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it never hurts to ask.
you know?
Okay,
We would probably have to push them hard on it, or that wouldn't be us,
Right.
that'd be the town. So maybe we just let them worry about the funding.
okay.
All right, so anything else there, Brenda?
No, I think that's it, Mickey, you know, I think, just like you said, that we'll just have to talk with Rob and see if we can really advocate for this being just an independent project.
Mhm.
And let's get the parking in there as fast as we possibly, you know, can. And if that means the spring of 2022, that's better than the spring of 2023.
Okay. So let's you and I talk about getting an email back to Rob, or to, I guess, through Ken to Rob. about
Yep.
How to respond to that last one. Next on the agenda is I did meet with Rob McNeil to discuss the sidewalks on Lower Broad and Easy Street, as I talked about with the detectable warning pads. And that was really just, he wanted to make sure he's covering all the you know, the groups of interest on the sidewalks, and explain what was going on there. Um, You know, pretty simply, they're going to be expanding the sidewalk, you know, in front of the new land bank park that they're building down there on Easy Street. That sidewalk is going to get about twice as wide as it is now and head all the way down towards Steamboat Wharf. And
How can it, yeah, okay. How can it be twice as wide? I don't get that.
well, for one, he said that they could bring it out a little bit further into the street because the street is wide enough to do that. But also the land bank, I think, allowed the sidewalk to encroach into their property along that strip too. So I think that was the original plan, is to make it, just push it into the land bank's property about 3 feet.
Well, that won't make it, you know, less than 2 lanes, right?
The street, no.
Yeah, where you're, you know, at the
that's-
end on Broad Street, where it goes to Broad Street.
Yeah, it's 2 lanes at the very end, but
Right.
most of the way it's a single lane with parking on the right-hand side. And
Yes, for
um,
part of it, but
for part
only
of it.
part of it.
yeah, it's really quite wide right in front of the Easy Street water, you know, the.
Yeah, okay, all right.
There's no parking in front of that, I believe. But
I'm just thinking of how people coming up the lane that goes up by the theater that comes into Easy Street right there, and how people come and just swing right around without looking to the right necessarily, because traffic can come barreling down that from there. And
yeah,
it's wide enough so that you can always avoid, what I mean is you can avoid hitting each other because
Right.
it is wide right there. Then it narrows right after that.
right. I don't think they're going to be squeezing the traffic lanes down any. I don't think that is
Okay,
part of
yeah,
the plan.
that's what I was curious about. And why are they making it twice as wide? Oh,
Well-
yeah, I know why, because it's that little lane dirt thing.
Well, it's a very narrow brick sidewalk.
Yeah,
You're coming up
it
the
is.
Steamboat and walking towards town. It's
Yep.
really narrow along the.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Park. So that'll be a big improvement. That's necessary, and it's pretty beat
Yeah.
up. So they'll fix
Yeah.
the smoothness of it.
Okay.
Down by Broad Street, it's unclear what they're planning to do. They originally wanted to widen the sidewalk along the strip, but for some reason, the merchants on the strip don't want the sidewalk to be widened, and I'm not really sure why. I've got a feeling it's so that people can still double park and hop out and pick up food. and
Yep.
stuff. Yep.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So that may not change much, but they'll probably be relaying a lot of bricks and just improving the surface conditions and putting in, if there aren't any, and I'm not sure there aren't any, but the curb cut ramps at the corners.
Right.
So
There's also 2 bike stores there that have their stuff out in the street.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time.
Yep.
So in the summer especially, there's stuff that's all out there.
Mhm. Yeah, I think they're pretty good about not blocking the sidewalk, but
No, they are. But I mean, it goes out into the street. They
Sure.
take up the parking lanes. You know, there's no parking in front of either of those shops,
true.
which is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so that was the gist of my, I walked around with Rob for half an hour and we talked about that. It really was just more him telling me what's going on, and I kind of already knew most of what he already said anyway. I did mention while we were there that unlike the previous projects they've done downtown, that maybe it would be beneficial if they put in conduit for lighting, future lighting needs in the area.
That's a
And
great idea.
yeah, I don't know why they haven't been able to coordinate that in the past, but he sort of took a mental note of that, and I think he realized that it's probably a good idea to do that. Who knows?
Years ago, when Jack was an electric company, he wanted to get them all done, but it's the Comcast and Verizon that don't make all the money to help pay for it. So consequently, it didn't get done because he thought, well, the road was dug up. Why not put in all the conduits and try to get everybody in there? But that's what I remember anyhow.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a little complicated with National Grid and the town, who owns the pole and who pays for the light and the repair and the maintenance. But I don't think that's an obstacle. I think they just have to work that through.
Hey, Georgia, where are you? I'm sick. Are you sick? Give me a call.
That's my sister in Virginia.
Um,
Well,
All right.
one thing I was gonna do was, I was gonna send, Rob McNeil, like, what we've discussed so many times about where we think it has inadequate lighting around town.
Yeah.
And so when he does do the sidewalks in those particular areas, maybe he will consider putting in, or the town will consider putting lighting in those areas, you know, and I just think that's part of the big plan and not taking things piecemeal too. And I think that's an approach that I just think it's a good approach. Let's get the lighting in while we have the sidewalks open. If we don't get the lighting in now, when do we get it in, you know?
I agree. Yeah, that's a good idea to get him, just send him an updated plan, just as a reminder. You know, probably should do that every quarter, a year or something. Just
Right.
Okay, so after that on the agenda, we have 31 Fairgrounds plans. Brenda, you want to?
Yep, just so you know, in the paper, Mary, about 4 weeks ago, it showed that the planning board approved that little, like, it's like 5 buildings on Fairgrounds Road. Does everyone know what I'm talking about? It's that.
Where is it?
It's 31 Fairgrounds Road. It's right next to the Fairgrounds Restaurant.
Billy Cassidy's doing that, to the
Yes,
Coffin
yes.
family.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is that
that's exactly right.
Wiggles Coffin old property? Is that it?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right.
And so the buildings are all in the back and they have an open green space in front, which is going to be open to the public. But and the planning board did approve the plans. But when we have a set of the plans as it is that the building board received, and those buildings have to be the first floor level. What it is there's like 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units, and they're on 2 levels. And so like some of the buildings have 4 units in it and some have 5 units in it, I think how it is. And so all the first floor, you have to have access to all the doors, all the front doors on the first floor for the 4 or 5 units that they have. There has to be access to it. And there's a thing called Group 1 dwelling and Group 2A dwelling with the Architectural Access Board. Everything, they have to completely comply with what the Architectural Access Board's rules and regulations, okay? So we could see that the plans that were submitted, and I'm not saying the final plans, but the plans that were submitted to the planning board, they had steps going up to the porch or the entrance areas to each unit, and didn't show any ramps or anything. So Brooke Neerbergen designed these homes, and Mickey gave me his email address, and I emailed Brooke just to let him know that, you know, that these buildings have to fully comply with the 521 CMR, including Group 1 dwelling and Group 2A dwelling. So he said he would send that on to the lawyer involved and to the builder, and I know that's Billy Cassidy. So we will keep an eye on that just to make sure that things are done properly there. For accessible parking, they're showing proper accessible parking spaces, but we just want them to know that the whole property has to be completely wheelchair accessible.
What is the time for that to start?
You know, Georgia, I'm not sure.
Okay, just curious. I think it's fairly soon, actually, but I don't remember what I read.
I'm not, has it been submitted to HDC? It couldn't be at HDC this soon. Not if they don't show access to the buildings.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't seen it at the HEC, but I don't see all the stuff that goes through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will keep my eye open for that, to make sure that that the plans that they submit do show, like, they do comply with the 521 CMR.
Good. Okay, so that's it for the update.
So one more thing, I moved to the Salt Marsh Center. Mickey sold his building. He kicked me out.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And I reached out to the town at the beginning of September, and I was dreading it. But I reached out to the town and told them that I needed some kind of space to work in, and I got the best space possible. I mean, I have an office right at the Salt Marsh Center. There's only 3 other women that work down there, and it's great. There's parking. It's really close to where I was working on Commercial Street. Of all the town buildings that I could have ended up in, I think I ended up in the best one.
Is the center, is it even open? Does anyone even go there anymore? Oh, because of course Augie had volunteered there. He was like the technical advisor. So it's no longer a senior
No,
center.
they're doing everything virtual. I really don't get involved in what they're doing, but I just know,
Yeah.
I think it'll be great once they do open to the public again, just because I'll be more in person and maybe a little bit more involved with like the senior population.
Yeah, I just remember that we used to go there on Tuesdays and there was quite a number
Yeah.
of people who they'd
Yeah.
go there for lunch. I guess maybe they're having their lunches delivered or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing anymore. Like I say, I go in there and I say hi to everybody. How you doing? And I go in my office and I shut the door.
Yeah.
And not to be antisocial, but just to kind of put my head down and just get the work done and not having to listen to anybody's conversation out there. But I love all the women that work there. I love Ann Medina. I love Laura, and I love Ginny.
Jenny,
Really,
yeah.
it's really a good group of women. It's awesome.
Fences make good neighbors.
Well, I don't want them to hear me talking on the phone either. And plus, when I'm talking about a lot of things, like it might be a disabled parking permit. It might be like, like just a little bit more sensitive information, like more personal information that shouldn't be shared. So, yeah, it's all working out good. I really love it. I really do. It's great.
Great.
Yeah. So that's my new place.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, Brenda, thanks for the update. So that's kind of it for, I think, our schedule, unless anybody else has anything they want to bring up. It's been a while since we've talked.
Yeah. Who goes anywhere so you even know what's going on?
It's true. Like I pick up my mail. I can't even go in the town building, right? At Broad Street. I call Maureen Coleman. She's my postal delivery person in the town building, and she brings the mail to me outside. So I usually do that once a week. And when I tell you, there is nothing that anyone's like reaching out to me for. There's no variance applications going on. It is just like, and plus the fact, like you said, nobody's going anywhere. And it's just quiet.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like it was when I was growing up in the winter. I do have a personal question of my brother-in-law. He has got a handicap sticker. It's Jim Cranston. Or should I wait till we're into executive?
You know what? So I cannot send any disabled parking permits out via email to anybody.
Okay. But
So-
he has one, but he has a car that he parks at the steamship on the mainland. And when his children use it, they don't use the handicap, but they can't park in a handicap spot at the steamship. So I told him I was having a meeting today yesterday or tomorrow, I thought that I would talk about it. So he has one for Nantucket, but he has a car on the mainland that he can't walk up the hill, he says, to get to the car if it's not parked in a handicap spot. Any solutions to that?
Okay, Jeanette, let me see does he have a state disabled parking permit?
I don't think so. So
Well,
he
see,
should get that.
Yes, get a state disabled parking permit. And if I understand you correctly, sometimes his kids will borrow the vehicle. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And so when they drop it off, can they drop it off in an accessible parking space? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. No, yeah, that's what I'm
Wait.
saying.
If he has the permit displayed.
Right.
And they do, but they don't use it when they're using the car. It's
Right,
just they
exactly.
want it.
But I would think that, Mickey, do you agree with me? I would think that you could park it in that accessible parking space, knowing that he's gonna be like the next person to come and get the vehicle.
Well,
That's,
especially if you put the tag back up.
That's how you have
They
to put the
could-
tag up.
Well,
Yeah.
They
they
can
did,
take
yeah.
it down and then put it back up when they're getting out of the car at the boat.
Well, I know, but I think the steamship people are not agreeing with that idea.
Well,
So,
technically, he should be able to do that, but there's
Yeah,
gonna be,
it
you know,
should.
if somebody that's not disabled is dropping it off.
Right.
And or picking it up, it's, for one, it doesn't look good. But, you know, they would have to know that definitely your brother-in-law would be the next person to pick up the vehicle if they drop it off in that space.
well, I think that's an iffy thing, because I don't know how often he goes away, like to the doctors or something. So, but like he says, he can't walk 100 yards and then return back 100 yards. You know, can't walk that distance. So that's why I said, well, I'll ask and see if there's any kind of solution. But I'll tell him to get the state one or look for the state one.
Yeah,
And-
Jeanette, if you, he has a Nantucket one?
Yes.
All right. I can send him an application for the state one.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what he is on, Derrymore or Delaney, one of those. I get confused because they were on one road and now they're on the other. And it's M. James Cranston, Malcolm. That would be great. And I'll
Yeah.
tell him that's what you're gonna do.
Okay.
But it does make sense that, of course, if a non-handicapped person is parking that car, they shouldn't be able to park in the handicapped spot, really.
Technically, it's not, it doesn't look good, but if they were parking it for a disabled person to pick it up, then there's I guess, an excuse to put it there.
Yeah.
But you'd have to know definitively that he's going to be the next one to use it, and then one of the kids doesn't come along and pick it up in the meantime.
I have a feeling they don't know that. That's.
Yeah, I would guess not.
Yeah.
So
So-
they-
I said I'd ask.
Why don't they just have a conversation with someone in management at
Yeah.
Steamship?
Well, I think he
I'm a
was,
big believer in communication, and that's like the best
Yeah,
way
That's
to
right.
get them to know the license plate number and the
Yeah,
make and model.
exactly,
And
exactly. Yeah.
well, that's what I said to him. Why don't you ask Rob Ranny or Nat Lowell? So, I mean, because they're the local ones that we know.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Sure. All right, anybody else have anything else they want to bring up?
I don't like my life.
He does.
Any comments
Nobody
on
wants to hear it.
Everybody's
The
in the same
hardest
boat.
part, I don't ever go anywhere and I don't want to go anywhere, but knowing I can't go anywhere
Right.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
different.
that, like the rest of us?
is like, what? If I wanted to, there's nowhere to go. Nothing to see.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
This too shall pass,
It shall.
right.
It is. Yep. Yep.
but my faith in God.
2021 is definitely gonna be better.
What is next year?
2021, yeah.
We certainly all hope so.
But then you hear what's going over in England
Yeah,
with a
Is-
different strain of the virus.
yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't hear that one yet.
Oh, it's not good.
Huh, I have a friend over there. I'll have to call and see how he and his kids are doing.
I think it's in London and southern England. France closed the
Okay.
borders to any traveling between England and France.
Wow.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. So-
great.
Just what we need.
I now know somebody who has COVID, who's a close friend, who was here, and I went and got tested and I'm negative, and she wasn't here long, and we were not hugging or anything, but we did not have masks on. She got it from somebody else. Thank goodness it wasn't us and that we didn't give it to her or get it. So, but she's very sick. It's nasty, nasty, nasty.
Sorry to hear that, Georgia.
I
Yeah,
am too, yeah.
she's in her 80s. So, yep.
Mm.
Anyway, she's the first time I know somebody personally who's had COVID. I don't know many people. I've heard of people. I don't know people. Now I do.
Is she on island or not?
She
Or-
is.
No.
No, she is. She's on island. And she has, no, I can't go help her.
No.
You can't go there. I can't do
No.
anything. So it's just, she does have somebody, well, the person who gave it to her, gave her the COVID is helping her. He's asymptomatic and she got it from him because he's the only person she's seen. And he does her grocery shopping. Someone else is doing her chickens and somebody else came and took the dog. So, but, you know, she's miserable.
I would
She
think
has-
so.
Yeah, she hasn't said anything good. Are you fine? No, I'm miserable. So sorry. I wish I could make that go away. Anyway, that's it. That's my news. That's all I know. Pertinent to the world today.
Hmm.
Okay, well, sorry to hear that, Georgia, but anyway, anything else from anybody? Otherwise, we can make a motion to what? Close the meeting, adjourn.
Yep. And just, I don't know if you know that Augie is gonna, has been appointed, Libby appointed Augie as one of our new commission members. And the
Oh,
only reason why he's
Great.
not technically in the meeting today, he's only a guest, is because he didn't get sworn in, which he can do
Right.
at any time.
But he's there. I see him. So
Yeah.
He's
welcome.
reclining.
Welcome,
Yes.
Augie.
Augie, you can't be in the background next meeting, okay?
Okay.
All right, good enough.
Brenda, we need to talk about our next meeting, but I think we can put that off until we have a better feeling about it later.
Alright.
Let's just wait to schedule a meeting.
All right. All right, well.
Emma, no executive meeting?
We can't, I can't send the disabled park, we can't discuss the disabled parking permits because this meeting is recorded.
Okay,
See, yeah, if the
Got
meetings
it.
that go live, you can shut it off for
Gotcha.
executive session. I cannot do that. And I reached out to Maureen Coleman and she said I could not send sensitive information via email to everyone versus like the,
true, yeah.
the disabled
Gotcha.
parking permits, so.
Well, the
And
airport
let me
goes,
tell you, I have hardly gotten any. When I get them, I go to Mickey and Georgia are my people. you
Okay,
know,
yeah.
That I get them approved by, but it's really, other than like the renewals that I had, it's really, everything's just really slow. The phone, I'm telling you, even if I'm not there, if I'm like over Thanksgiving and stuff, I mean, I came back and I still didn't have any messages. And that is so highly unusual. I usually have
Right.
something going on. Somebody's
Yeah.
looking for something, but nobody's looking for anything.
Just so you know, the 3 phone calls that I had in the beginning of this meeting, when I didn't answer the first one, they immediately called my family in Virginia to tell them I'm sick.
Oh.
I have 3 people to call and tell them, no, I'm not sick. I'm busy.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like,
I
oh my
usually
God.
send, I usually send my kids an email or a text and saying, do not call, but so they didn't.
should
today
have.
anyhow.
Well, I didn't expect anybody to call at all. So it's like, good grief. Anyway, that's how it is.
So do you want a motion to adjourn?
Yes, please.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor, Jeanette,
Aye.
Aye.
Georgia,
Aye.
aye. Mary Beth,
Aye.
and I'm in favor.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry
Stay
Christmas,
safe.
everybody.
Yeah,
God bless.
Yep, take care.
yeah.
Everybody else, stay
Okay.
well.
And
Okay.
welcome, Yagi.
Yay.
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 Bye.
All right.
Merry Christmas, Augie.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
There it is.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
That's a big difference.
All right, what do I do?
And it right there, this, with the cursor.